This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon. It's Friday, June 27, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma on the news this afternoon. Defining moment in Rivers' political crisis as President Tinubu holds talks with Fubara, Wike, Amihule, others. INEC rules out by-election into vacant seat in Rivers Assembly. CSO threatens legal action over appointment of non-Rivers indigene as RISIEC chairman. Senate issues 10-day ultimatum to NNPCL to appear before it by July 10. On the foreign scene, 18 Palestinians killed in Israeli drone strike target Hamas police unit in central Gaza. I'm Ifenshuku Moyale with the news. Now, the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, announced that the political rift between him and the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has been resolved following a peace meeting brokered by President Bola Tinubu on Thursday. Wike said both sides have agreed to work together.
Agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have a disagreement, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody.
Now, on his part, the suspended governor Siminalayi Fubara described the truce as divine intervention and vital for River State's progress.
For me, it is very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of River State is peace, and by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the state, including our leader, peace has returned in River State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around.
Now, recall that the crisis began after Fubara took office in May 2023 and escalated in October with impeachment attempts and the demolition of the assembly complex. Tinubu's earlier intervention in December 2023 failed, leading to a state of emergency in March 2025 and the appointment of retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas as sole administrator. Both leaders now pledged to uphold the new peace deal. As you may know, President Bola Tinubu met for 2 days with the key political leaders in the state. An online photo shows the political leaders, including the suspended River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, the suspended Speaker of the River State House of Assembly, Martins Amihule, and members of the Assembly with President Tinubu. The meeting, held on Wednesday and Thursday, is the first direct reconciliatory move between the governor and state lawmakers since the crisis that led to both men's suspension from office. Reports say at the end of the meeting, Fubara and Amihule shared jokes and laughter whilst holding hands. An enlarged peace meeting is reportedly expected to discuss detailed peace terms. In another development, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Thursday said it will not conduct by-elections in the Kana State Constituency 2 in River State due to a state of emergency. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said this while announcing that a series of by-elections in the country will be held on the 16th of August 2025 to fill vacant seats in the national and state assemblies across 12 states. Recall that the member representing the Kana State Constituency 2 in the River State House of Assembly and chairman of the House Committee on Environment, Dinebari Lolo, died last year. In other news, the River State Police Command says it has launched an investigation into the alleged assault of a minor by her school principal. Spokesperson for the command, SP Grace Iringikoko, confirmed that the principal, Mrs. Mirabel Obo, and 2 other suspects have been arrested. She also said the victim is currently receiving treatment at a hospital.
The principal of that school, her name is Mrs. Mirabe Wobu. She has been arrested, and we have 3 of them that has been arrested. So far, so good. Investigation is ongoing to that matter, and the little girl is presently receiving medical treatment.
SP Iringa Koko also confirmed that the police have arrested a man identified as Oron, who allegedly stabbed his wife to death during an argument in Orokoto, Andoni local government area. She said the case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation.
On the 23rd of June 2025, a man, Oron, stabbed his wife to death. According to the story, he asks money from his wife. She sells fish. Had this little altercation in the family. In that process, he used a knife and stabbed her. So she was rushed to the hospital, but she was confirmed dead by the medical doctor on duty. The suspect has been arrested. Presently, the case has been transferred to State CID for discreet investigation.
The police bureau, however, urged members of the public to always report criminal activities and other crimes to the police for timely response. Correspondent Emekotoka reports that on the alleged killing of a Thai indigent Goodluck Dimpa by suspected herders in Uwe community, the police spokesperson said the command has not received any report on the incident. In the meantime, a public affairs analyst in Port Harcourt, Mr. Akanwa Obinwa, is asking the River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to use the 2025 budget to address security concerns and other capital projects initiated by the Governor, Siminalayi Fubara's government. Obinwa gave this advice in an interview with correspondent Yobi Oluware while speaking on his expectations from the 2025 River State Emergency Rule Budget.
The position of the Mr. President in relation to the political impasse in River State, one would have expected critical stakeholders in the state to make inputs into such a... It does seem as if that there were some overreaching interests that obviously undermined the general interest of the River State, making inputs in the area of security. And then you look at most ongoing capital projects in the states. Such projects must equally be attended to through the projects.
Elsewhere, the River State Civil Society Organization RIV CSO has threatened that it will explore all legal options to challenge the Senate's confirmation of Michael Ode of Cross River State as chairman of the River State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC. Speaking to journalists, RIV CSO chairman NFA George Will criticized the Senate's action, describing it as unlawful. Mr. George Will also accused the current administration of making unconstitutional appointment.
When a governor had already set up an electoral commission, the so-called sole administrators have no powers to begin to dissolve a commission or officers appointed by a democratically elected governor. We are further saying that this travesty of justice, this illegality must be challenged legally, using all legal instruments to challenge this illegality. We are going to make arrangements for protest. We are going to make arrangements to go to court. We will do everything humanly possible to challenge these President Tinubu intentions to rule River State by proxy.
He, however, called on the Senate to reverse Michael Ode's confirmation as RISIEC chairman.
Us in the River Civil Center relations, we maintain our principal stand that we are not opposed to non-indigenous taking up any appointed or elected positions in River State, insofar as they pay their tax, live here, and do business here. We are going to use the opportunity to call on the President and the Senate to reverse this illegality going on in River State. This illegality will not stand and it will be challenged.
Away from that, a state high court in Port Harcourt has fixed July 14th, 2025 for hearing on a suit filed by the chairman and members of River State Services Commission appointed by the suspended River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, challenging their sack by the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas. Other defendants in the suit are the Accountant General, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, and 11 others. Correspondent Mekotoka reports that when the matter, which was slated for adoption of final written addresses, was called up in court, lawyers for Access Bank and Zenith Bank brought an application requesting extension of time to file their processes. The presiding judge, Justice Frank Onyere, adjourned to July 14, 2025 for hearing and possible adoption of all processes. As you may know, the claimant Goodlife Idoku Ben, Amadi Christian, Chimenem Jerome, and 3 others are challenging what they describe as their illegal sack by the sole administrator. Coming up next, Senate issues 10-day ultimatum to NNPCL to appear before it by July 10. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. President General of Obako Eche Worldwide, Silas Ayawo, has charged Eche people in the diaspora to join forces with those back home in the task of developing the ethnic nation. Dr. Ayawo gave the charge at the occasion of the dedication of a private hospital, Agnes Nwode Medical Foundation, and free medical outreach by the children of late Eze Onyeche Nwode to immortalize their parents. It said, given the critical role played by the ethnic nation in molding the character of its citizens to become prominent in society, it is obligatory for everyone to contribute their quota to the socio-economic development of the area. He said every Eche person is indebted to the ethnic nation, as posterity will not forgive whoever fails to utilize their position of advantage in advancing the cause of development in the area. Dr. Ayawo, however, commended the Nwode family in Nigeria and the diaspora for intervening in the health needs of the people, pointing out that it wouldn't have come as at a better time than now that there is virtually no health facility in Eche. The president of Obako Eche, Silas Ayawo, also, on behalf of the people of Eche, commended teachers and students of Community Secondary School Igbo for winning the coveted first position in the science quiz competition organized by LNG, describing the school as a pride for Eche land. And now the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, says Nigerians earning less than 250,000 naira monthly will be exempt from income tax under new laws. Oyedele announced the exemption during an interview on Channels Television. He explained that households earning 250,000 naira or less are now officially classified as poor. Now, it comes after President Bola Tinubu approved 4 new tax bills, a move he says will reshape Nigeria's economy and simplify the nation's complicated tax system. The president made the announcement Thursday on his official X handle, calling it a bold new era of economic governance. He says the reforms will bring real relief to low-income earners, families, and small businesses. The signed bills include the Nigeria Tax Bill, Fair Taxation, Nigeria Tax Administration Bill, Nigeria Revenue Service Bill, the Joint Revenue Board Bill. President Tinubu said the new laws will streamline the tax system, eliminate duplication, boost investor confidence, and bring more transparency. And now in business, the Senate Committee on Public Accounts has given NNPCL a 10-day ultimatum to appear before it by July 10 or face constitutional sanctions. This follows the company's failure to honor a summons regarding alleged financial discrepancies of over 210 trillion naira in its audited report from 2017 to 2023. Neither NNPCL officials nor their external auditors were present at the hearing on Thursday. However, representatives from the EFCC, ICPC, and DSS attended the session. In entertainment, a French man convicted for his role in the 2016 armed robbery of reality star Kim Kardashian in Paris has died. 69-year-old Didier Dubruck, who was among 8 individuals convicted weeks ago for the high-profile heist, had been battling lung cancer. He was diagnosed during his time in pre-trial detention and had been receiving chemotherapy treatment throughout the legal proceedings. And now in sports, Super Eagles captain William Troost-Ekong has ruled out retiring anytime soon with the Nigerian national team, but says he won't stay beyond his time. In a recent interview, Troost-Ekong, who has been a pillar in the Super Eagles defense for years, reaffirmed his commitment to the Nigerian national team, stating that he still feels physically and mentally ready to compete at the highest level. However, the 31-year-old also acknowledged the importance of knowing when to step aside.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
At least 18 Palestinians were killed in an Israeli drone strike targeting a Hamas police unit in Deir al-Bala, central Gaza. And this is according to a doctor and eyewitnesses. The unit, dressed in civilian clothes and masks, was confronting vendors accused of price gouging and selling looted aid. Hamas's Ministry of Interior condemned the strike as a new crime against a force maintaining public order.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this afternoon, you heard President Tinubu brokered peace deal as Wike and Fubara agreed to work together for Rivers State. CSO has threatened legal action over appointment of non-Rivers indigene as RISIEC chairman. Senate has issued 10-day ultimatum to NNPCL to appear before it by July 10. On the foreign scene, 18 Palestinians were killed in an Israeli drone strike targeting Hamas police unit in central Gaza. The news was edited by Constance Iruelemega. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifenchukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.
It's all talk and more talk on Nigerians' #1 talk station.
This country needs a marshal, needs a sheriff.
In some particular societies, especially in my tradition, a woman is not allowed to inherit land.
Issues that get your attention.
This thing has been a carryover for the time of Jonathan.
Yeah.
And continue these billions.
Your views against all odds.
My word is that why those pastors, why are they not following up their job?
The intense conversation.
It has to be given to her now based on sentiment. These are some of the challenges that women go through on a daily basis.
Okay, bro.
And that
all and more on Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info. Keep your dial locked for sustainable development.